my name is Yasma Yasser, and today I will be answering the first question on my creative critical reflection. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups and issues? The topic and social issue we chose revolves around our opening sequence, which is the correlation between mental health and domestic violence. We tried to incorporate as many conventions as we could. We used titles, shots, sounds, introductions of characters, credits, genre, enigma, and so on. Normally in movies, specifically in Pakistan, they're about domestic violence, but they don't show what it does to the mental health of a person. Due to this, my groupmates and I wanted to incorporate both these topics and then produce them in our opening sequence. We wanted our opening sequence genre to be full of suspense, violence, and a preview of tragedy. The purpose of our film was to create awareness on mental health issues and how they need to be addressed with the stigma around it in the society. Our film shows how the kid is just sitting there and sees his father fighting with his mother and beating him up. The kid thinks to himself that his father beats up his mother because of him, because even in the fight it was shown that the father was mad at her because of him. So he would always blame himself for his father beating up his mother and torture himself, which is also shown in the end when the teddy bear is covered with blood. Now I would like to talk about the conventions we used in depth. Firstly, we have the title, which is used to engage with audience and give them an idea of what the product is about. Our title is Cognition, which means the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through tough experiences and senses. We felt that it fit perfectly for our opening sequence because it basically defines it with the meaning. For our shots, we decided to show an upper class vibe to show that these events don't only take place in the lower class and also take place in the upper class. Our next convention we used is sound. Sound plays an important role in building up the suspense and gives the audience a small hint of what may or may not happen in the next scene. Now I will be talking about what I think is the most important convention, which is the introduction of characters. The reason why I think this is the most important convention is because the character tells the story, their expressions, the gestures, the body language, and so on. We started off our scenes by showing Mustafa lying down asleep in bed and him waking up with a fearful look on his face, and he just walks straight to the window and looks outside because he can hear kids crying. Then he turns on the light and pours water in a glass. Now while he's pouring the water, you can see his hand is shaking. He's trembling, showing that he's in fear. Then he sits down on the bed with his hand on his head. Now when his hand is on his head, you can tell he's disturbed, but we cut it straight from there to the flashback. Now the part where his hand is on his head keeps showing like back and forth in the flashback in like one scene or the second scene, to like give an idea that it's a flashback. We show his father just sitting there with an upset look on his face, and then we show his mother entering the room, fed up. She looked like she was done with everything. And when Mustafa's father asks her a question, she just turns around dramatically and replies to him in like a sarcastic, mean type of way, in which he gets pissed and stands up, and they start having a heated argument in which she grabs his arm, and when she grabbed his arm, that's the point that pushed him, in which he just pushed her to the ground, and the younger version of Mustafa, sitting there the whole time with his teddy bear watching all of this, gets up and runs toward his mom, because who wouldn't run towards their mother like that if something happened to them? During him trying to protect his mother, he also gets pushed down by his father. In the end of the flashback, we show the mother consoling the younger version of Mustafa and the father just walking out. After the flashback is over, we show Mustafa taking out the teddy bear from under his bed in like a shoebox, and the teddy bear has blood on it. Now, a bunch of people who we've shown the film to have asked, why is there blood on the teddy bear? So the reason why the blood is on the teddy bear is because we wanted to show that he harmed himself with that memory, thinking it was all his fault. And after that, he walks with, like, holds the teddy bear by its arm and walks with it to the same room his parents fought in. When he opens the door, we end the scene there. At the end of this scene, when the film, like, when he starts taking the teddy bear out, we put the credits there. And the purpose of the credits were to inform the audience about our production house, the actors, who directed the film, who filmed it, all of this. In the end, we use another really important convention known as Enigma. Enigma is basically when you leave a cliffhanger, so that you could keep the audience focused still on the movie and them wanting to see more. So, like, basically, when you leave an enigma, the audience starts procrastinating or, like, thinking of what is going to happen next. So, like, we've grasped their attention, now they want to see the rest, which is a good thing for a movie. Otherwise, most people will most likely not see it.